We're on the floor of first day of the 2011 Women in Aviation Conference. It's one I've been doing for a better part of a decade or more. Every time I come here, I'm amazed at the spirit of this event. I mean, even though I'm one of the other type, I just am amazed at the very positive vibe we see here, but also in the amount of industry support that comes to an event like this. Can you talk a little bit, we'll start with you, Shauna, about what your experience has been at Women in Aviation? First of all, is this your first one?
No, I've been to many different conferences, and I do agree. There's just a huge support out there, and this conference is unique in the fact that it focuses on women who, obviously, we have such a shortage of women in the industry, and it's an opportunity for everyone to come here. And a lot of people save for the whole year, and they use their vacation time to be able to come to the conference and further their career and look for support. I try to come at least every other year.
Randy, what are you getting out of this event? What has been your experience here at WAI? Is this your first one?
This is my first one. It's the first time ExoJet's been here, thanks to Shauna. She's the driving force behind getting us here. And because of her, blame her. Yeah. But it's her participation in the past that she says, I really think we need a presence here. And so I've been involved with the recruiting and hiring of our pilots for a long time. That's where most of the growth is in our company, obviously, as we take deliveries. And it's just been a very positive, energetic atmosphere. I've done Embry-Riddle career fairs, and it's always fun to come to these things because you get to meet all kinds of people from all different walks of life, all different walks of aviation, and they're all here sharing the same passion and trying to find something good. Just great people, no matter if it's men or women. It's been a really great experience.
What would you say is ExoJet's mission plan for Women in Aviation 2011?
Well, I think that it's an opportunity to market hiring people with FaceTime. I mean, you get a whole bunch of applications and resumes, but it's an opportunity to talk with someone and actually get a feel for who they are before they get to the interview process. I think it speeds up the interview process greatly.
What kind of candidates are you running into? Are you finding yourself impressed?
I am so far. I mean, we're only like halfway through the first day, maybe a little bit further, and I've run into many people that I would be happy to work with, and I hope to see called in for an interview.
Freedom through control. Cirrus has completely reinvented the personal aircraft and the entire experience of owning a personal aircraft. It's a bold new take on private aviation that we call Cirrus Flying 2.0. You set the schedule. You chart the course. You're in control.
Randy, same thing. Let me ask you first, what has been your experience with the people you've talked to here? Impressed?
Yeah, it's been very, very, very good, because we get a lot of people who are starting their aviation career looking for guidance. Shauna's given some really good advice to some young aviators who don't meet our minimum requirements but are trying to figure out how to get to this point. We've got people with plenty of experience and just the right attitudes. We like people that can deal with people because of the nature of our job and our business. It provides us an opportunity to get the face time, like Shauna said. When we're recruiting, trying to find the right person for our company, you're sifting through a stack of resumes, it's just so much better to be able to put a face with a name and talk to somebody, shake their hand, and get a feel for their personality. And that's what events like this really provide us, is the ability to meet and greet somebody and get the love and feeling,
Okay, let's put you both on the spot here then. I'm coming up. I want to fly for ExoJet in the worst way. Well, actually in the best way, but not the worst way. What are you looking for? How can I best prepare for the potential of a career with a company on the fast track as much as ExoJet is right now? And let's face it, under fast track in the dictionary, they've got to have pictures of your airplanes right now.
Well, I think that for preparation, there's not too much you can do because I personally am interested in the person. Do you have a great personality? Do you have good customer service skills? Are you safe? I think that would be the first thing that I would look at for an applicant.
Logbook full of hours isn't necessarily the end-all be-all.
No, not at all. No, I mean, that's why the FaceTime is so important, because we are looking for great people.
Randy, on the aviation side, the flying background, what are you looking for?
Our competitive minimums are 2,500 hours of total time, and then typically if you have that, you're going to meet the rest of it when it comes to multi-engine, instrument time, and everything else. Corporate 135 is definitely a plus. We like people with customer service experience. Obviously goes a long way because flying for ExoJet or any charter operator for that matter is more than just flying the airplane. We're handling bags, we're taking care of the customers, coordinating their catering in the back, flight planning, and there's just so much more involved that you've got to be a real pilot. There's a lot of problem solving involved. A lot of our interview questions when you actually get invited for an interview is based around problem solving and how you're going to handle situations. And a lot of it is just energy and personality too, because you have to be able to connect with people pretty instantly to deal with our customers and our passengers and make them feel comfortable in our airplanes.
Integra Release 9 sets a new standard with the easiest to use pilot interface in all of general aviation. Access to any of Release 9's powerful capabilities is as simple as pressing the desired bidirectional page key. Pressing the same key in a desired direction navigates through the clearly labeled tabs with no more guessing as to what a given pilot input would do. Avidin's Integra Release 9 is the next generation in fully integrated flight deck technology, and the easiest to use page and tab user interface is just one of the many benefits designed to make your flying easier and safer.
What's a day in the life of an XOJET pilot like? What's your life like working for a company like this?
On the road while we're working, you show up about an hour prior to your go time minimum. It consists of getting the aircraft ready. Previously, you will have already checked the weather and the NOTAMs and gone through all of your flight planning, hopefully the night before, and unless it's a pop-up for that day. But you get the catering ready, get the aircraft ready. We're always ready half an hour prior to our scheduled departure time, so if passengers are early, we'll be ready to just hop on the airplane and go. We could fly one leg or we could fly 5 legs, to various places, international, domestic. It varies from day to day.
And finally, there are an awful lot of people walking around here where they're literally with their head in the clouds. They're just starting out in aviation. They're dreaming of the airline job. They're dreaming of the corporate job. They're dreaming of turning a wrench on something extraordinary and exotic and interesting and so forth. What advice would you give to the typical person walking around at the Women in Aviation Convention who may not even have a private pilot ticket yet, but is just aiming for the stars?
Well, we have 3 days of exhibits, and there's lots of classes, and I suggest stopping by every single booth, getting FaceTime with people, talking, getting business cards, and just building connections and networking and keeping contact with those contacts over the next couple of years. If they're just starting out, they'll have years and years where they can rely on the experience that they get here from the conference.
Randy, you?
For young aviators, it's a really hard thing because a lot of them don't even know which direction they want to go. A lot of people, I think that they're bred to go to the airlines, and then when they talk about corporate aviation, it totally changes their mind. We've got one pilot with our company that I recruited from Embry-Riddle, and he never considered corporate aviation, and now he's here and he loves it, and he wouldn't go to the airlines. I've had the opportunity to do both, and it's been able to give me the opportunity to shed some light on both sides of things. I can tell you the positives and negatives of both. There's no perfect job out there, no perfect career, but you got to find what you like the best. And that's just like what Shauna said. You got to talk to as many people as you can and figure out what your personality, holds. If you like the people aspect and dealing with people and customers and customer service and flying the planes, this is definitely a good part of the business to consider. It's, we're doing great, we're busy, and our sales team keeps us busy.